before 9/11, it's a great way to start a story, by the way. Before 9/11, you could fly places really cheap, depending on the airport and the carrier and all this stuff, but it was possible to get from point A to point B in this country for like $60. And I know this because I met my wife on the internet, and it wasn't even like on like lonelydude.com, or it wasn't even like a hookup site. We were just nerds, and met on a big nerdy comic book chat bulletin board thing forum. Anyway, the problem was I lived in one place and she lived in another. It was very far away. We sort of met as friends, as sort of fellow fans of this stuff, and began to talk, and talking became talking, and talking became talking, and then really talking, and it sort of got to a point where one night we were talking, and a little like pop-up banner for one of these discount air things like popped up and like fly from New York to anywhere for $90. I was like, well, shit, I have $90. And said, like, why don't we see if this is actually a thing or not? Because, you know, we should figure it out. Because we've been talking a lot and have made kind of some lifestyle choices based on the way we've been talking to one another. It seems like we should see if this is in fact a thing. And I have $90, so or however much it was. Not much. So yes, great. She's going to get on a plane for $90 and fly round trip from New York to Kansas City, Missouri to meet the total stranger she first encountered on lonelynerd.org. Great. So I don't have to travel at all. Really, all I have to do is get to the airport. That is my mission. I have to wait for the appointed time and then show up at the fucking airport. The minute we're done and we've decided, yes, you're coming, there's a date, we put a pin on it on the map, it's right here, boom, I begin to have like a complete, total fucking nervous breakdown because, oh my God, she's coming here. And what if this goes really wrong? And what if this happens? What if that happens? What if she's like this? What if I'm getting catfished? Although back then we didn't have the phrase catfishing, but you understand. And she's doing the same thing. And so we'd get on the phone, we'd have these conversations. Well, what if you hate the way I breathe? That could be a real thing. Like I have a thing, like, oh, do you like chew food with your mouth open? Because it drives me fucking crazy. Or what if you, oh God, we're going through these lists of all the ways the relationship can get wrong. So inevitably, though, the clock ticks and we get closer and closer to the big meet, and I decide, like any rational person does, the night before their meeting, you know, their betrothed, that I'm gonna throw away everything in my apartment. that if I have to disassemble it with a screwdriver, it can stay, but everything else I'm getting rid of. Because I don't want any proof of the horrible, awful person I was, the sort of disgusting single dude in my weird, awful, shitty, fucking terrible apartment. Like I threw everything away. Clothes, sheets, fucking plates. I took plates out of the sink. I load a dumpster. It was as though I was moving out. I just gone like, oh my God, it makes such a difference. It's so much cleaner. And then I have to go to Target and rebuy everything that I had just thrown out so I don't look like a crazy person. They're like, oh yeah, that's my plate. And this is my chair. That's next to the cup in the chair. This is that level of purging. So I go to Target and like sheets, coffee mugs, you name it, I restock top to bottom and am up all night long then trying to make it look lived in, but not like, oh shit, you can see the creases, these are new sheets. Like it's got the, anyway. So she's getting in at like 9 in the morning. I'm wrapping up at like 6 in the morning. Great, I'm just gonna crash out for like an hour and a half. On my futon. That was technically I should be DQ'd. I lied. It was a couch. I'm gonna sleep hour and a half. I'll wake up and then I'll get to the airport nice and early. I'll be there. I'll calm down. It'll be awesome. My buddies loaned me his van. It's gonna be easy peasy. Because I don't have a car because I just spent all my fucking money on plates. So I wake up one time. That wasn't a problem. Yeah, no, boom, like a light, because I'm terrified. I don't think I slept. I think I just sort of like, okay, I gotta go. I get into the van, off I go to the airport. It's October 26th, which if you recall back to high school and things that happened around October 26th, things like homecoming weekend. And I encountered a homecoming Saturday football game that stretched traffic back for like 5 miles on the highway to a dead stop. I had enough time. I was okay. All I had to do was get from my shitty apartment to the airport. That is the sum total of my travel adventure. That far, I can do this. I'd like to be doing it a little quicker, finally get past the football game, take a really shitty Ford Aerostar faster than it ever was designed to travel to get to the airport. As I said, this was before we met, before 9/11. In the middle, there was 9/11, which meant suddenly just kind of showing up to the airport was no longer allowed. So I pull up, and there's this line waiting to get in to the parking garage. Surely people always, try to like balance their checkbook get the parking tickets or whatever. I'm waiting, and then I realize what's happening is security is here, and they are hard searching every single car that comes into the parking facility because 9/11. So I'm in a dude's van that I've borrowed, and it is full of shit like old radios and I am sitting there with this guy like, I don't know, man. I don't know what that is. It looks like it's an old stereo to me. Fuck, I don't know what's in the glove box. Open it up. So by the time I finally get through, am not arrested or deported, and get to the airport, her flight isn't even on the arrivals board anymore. Yeah. It's okay. It works out okay. It's okay. It works. It's okay. So, I'm, at this point, just walking from one end of the airport to the other, like, I don't know what else to do. I'm just going to walk back and forth because of all the shitty scenarios from mouth breathing and food chewing. I don't think we ever came up with, what if I just didn't fucking show up at the airport? What if my travel adventure ended right before picking you up? But as I happened to come around a corner, there she was. They had lost her luggage, and so she was standing there waiting for her bags to be found or reported, and then she was going to buy a ticket and fly right the fuck home. But I walked up and I grabbed her and I kissed her and we got married, and hurrah for fucking adventure.